What's up, everybody? It's Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York. Also, a certified trichologist and your most favorite trichology mentor. Super excited to be here. Let me see a little bit of housekeeping. What's good, everybody? It is Monday. Is it Monday? Oh my God, Monday already. Another Monday, August 3rd. Happy August. I wanted to jump on and talk to you about LBOs. And so if you saw my post, I think it was like, I don't know if it was like Friday, Saturday. I put up a post, simply trichology. Let me tell you how that even came about. Okay. Simply trichology is just kind of like my stripped down version of trichology and trichology education. Why? Because I love trichology. I am like a tech nerd. And because of that, I have been creating like all kinds of apps and I'm a AI consultant, certified AI consultant as well. So what I've been doing is merging my knowledge of AI and with my knowledge of science and trichology. And so with that being said, I have been creating things that I feel like would be such a an asset to new and improving trichologists. But what I'm realizing is that although I am building these things, a lot of people that are new or depending on the program that they went through and the level of study that they have committed themselves to, they don't know trichology. I have put up a post about collecting knowledge as opposed to implementation. And one of my colleagues said, oh, one of the problems is that 75% of the people, this is what she said, 75% of the people have no expertise. And basically the other 25 are not trichologists at all. And so I think that right now it is so easy for us to spit out information as it relates to trichology because we do have AI. But we have to get away from it's like this. You can have access to the information and you can give it out, and people may buy it and they may subscribe to it, but there is no backing, there's no expertise. And so, because of that, you don't have the expertise, then what happens is, you're just saying stuff. And if it works, it's like, oh my God, yay. But if it doesn't work, then it's like, and you don't know why it doesn't work. And so because of that, I said, you know what? I need to dial back. I'm going to go back to simple trichology, right? And listen, I feel like I'm in one of those spaces where when I started trichology, this is so crazy because I feel like it's so new, like it was just yesterday. But oh wow, I've been doing trichology for a good minute. Um, at least 10 years. For sure 10 years. Maybe before, but definitely 10. Um, and like I remember when we were still trying to get a good magnifying lamp with a light on it, right? I remember when we were doing trying to get a better scope and trying to figure out what programs and did it come with a CD-ROM, and if it came with a CD-ROM, like did it have a program that didn't? Was it like just downloadable, right? So having that information, finding trichologists across the world who were doing trichology with just their magnifying lamp and like the light, or getting the magnifying glasses and all of that. So that being said, I was just kind of like, wow. You look at now and it's like you do have AI, like I've created Trisha. You do have just different things, different tools. But I think that because things are like so accessible, it's like you just, you just get the stuff, and it's like, okay, I don't really have to know, but you do have to know what you're doing and what you're talking about. And so that's why I'm here. All right. We are going to be talking about the LBO, something I created, I think now, maybe in 2020. So 6 years ago, at minimum, I created the LBO, which is the live broadcast outline. And what I found was that while I was using it, that it was bigger than what I created it for at first. And so this is one of the things that's going to help you if you are a trichologist that wants to go live or wants to have more content, more things to talk about. The LBO and the system that I created behind it is going to be like one of those things that you can use over and over again, and without fail have something to talk about, be able to really um qualify the things that you're talking about, and that's like really important. Okay, so let's get to it. First of all, I'm live on YouTube, I'm live on Instagram, trichology underscore 911, and I'm live on Facebook. All right, so that's three things right there. I didn't do TikTok, but that's okay. That's okay. Don't nobody know me anyway. All right, so listen, you don't have a content problem, right? So I don't want you to think that you have a content problem. You have a content organization problem. And so one of the things that the LBO is going to allow you to do is to organize your content. So most trichologists know more than what they realize. Most of us know more than we realize, but because we have, like, when you came in, you started cramming information, you wanted to do your clinicals, if you even got clinicals, right? You wanted to do your clinicals, you wanted to get all that information in, you wanted to sound super smart for your clientele or when you went live. And so you just started like consuming lots of information. And the problem is that our knowledge is scattered, right? So we're talking about tools, and we're talking about products, and we're talking about results, and we're talking about ailments, and we're talking about characteristics. So you have all this scattered knowledge, and honestly, you can't really pull it all together. And so you wake up asking yourself, okay, what should I post today? If that's even a question. What should I post today? Wait, sidebar, did you see my cute little picture there? I made that with ChatGPT, boo. All right. All right. So anyway, yeah. So you're asking yourself, okay, like what should I post? And like what angle should I come from? Like that whole thing. But the LBO is gonna change that question to how many ways can I teach what I already know? And I have notes, so you're gonna see me looking down. How many ways can I teach what I already know? And I feel like this is going to really help you do this. So again, the LBO, or the live broadcast outline, is something that I created years ago. And first of all, I needed ways to organize what I wanted to teach. But my original rule was this: if I could not talk about a topic in 5 different ways, then it may not be ready to become a full teaching topic or something that I could post, right? Does that make sense? So this is the whole thing. It's like I need to be able to talk about it 5 ways. So if I'm doing traction alopecia would be my topic for the week. Then I have 5 things that I could talk about for traction alopecia, and that would cover Monday through Friday, right? If I did that, then it would be so traction alopecia, I would talk about how to recognize it. I would talk about the characteristics. I would talk about um let me see, how to recognize it, how to recognize it, characteristics. I would talk about how to treat it if I was able to treat it or address it. I would talk about what the client could do at home, and then I would talk about what I would do in the clinic. So that would be 5 things, right? And so in those 5 things, I have to be able to do sub points for those 5 things. So if I say how to recognize it, I'm going to talk about 5 things that would help you to recognize traction alopecia. When I talk about what to do in the clinic, I would say 5 things that I would do in the clinic if you came to me. But if you couldn't come to me, here's 5 things that you could do at home to help you with your traction alopecia, right? So I would do that. Now you do all of those things, that's 25 things. And so within that, if they're really solid sub points, you could go on and on and on and on. Okay. So the LBO was never meant to be like a content calendar. It was always like a thinking system, right? I am a thought leader in trichology, in that when I came in, I I came in at a deficit, right? I'm a Black girl who's a trichologist, and every tool, every scale, every mechanism, every machine, and every product was specifically for mainstream hair loss issues and people, which did not include melanated folks, right? I could never use trichology right out the box. I could not use the information, the tools, the products out the box. And so I had to create thinking systems. I couldn't just have a content calendar, because what I would say, if it was given to me straight out the box or out the book or out of training, would not be relevant to the people that I see. Okay. So it's going to help what the LBO does. It helps trichologists organize their knowledge before they go live. Okay. So let me explain how the LBO is solving issues, right? So basically what it solves is not knowing what to post, obviously, inconsistent marketing, because if you could take one topic and you could turn it into 25 things that you're posting, you literally could post 5 times a day. And I think that that's what it really came from, because I remember, I want to say back in the day, but a few years ago, at least 6 years ago, I think this guy name was like Marty Woodard. I love him. And he was talking about like being able to like talk about things or being consistent. And I'm like, or oh no, he was talking about posting. Like if you post one time, you post 3 times, you post 5 times a day, like that kind of thing. And a lot of people start talking about posting multiple times. And there was a time like that I was posting on Instagram like 5 times a day. And so that was kind of like getting this muscle built, right? So it helped me to avoid that inconsistent marketing or random educational content like, hey, today I want to talk about, it was like more consistent. Going live without direction. So definitely is going to solve going live without direction, and which is really good, because if you go live with your LBO right there, even if you're answering questions, you're literally able to kind of like keep yourself on track. Teaching without making an offer, because when you're rambling, you're just kind of like, oh, and buy this, you know what I'm saying? But it helps you to teach without making an offer. Also, creating every post from scratch. It helps you to solve not needing to do that. Also, having knowledge but not turning it into a business asset. So those things are really important. So you're not running out of content. What you're doing is you're failing to extract everything that's already inside of your topic. So that's really important. So let me tell you, when I say like, okay, 5 days, 5 topics, like that whole thing. I created this framework called the 5x5x5, right? And basically you start with one topic. Like I said, you break it down into 5 main categories. You give each category 1 day a week. Okay. Then you break each category into 5 teaching points. Okay. Then you transform every teaching point into 5 content families. So here's the math. One topic, and I had to write this down. One topic, 5 categories, right? That's 25 teaching points, right? That's 5 content families. That's 125 content possibilities. So I'm not telling you to publish 125 pieces of content this week, right? What I'm saying is I'm showing you how much content is trapped inside of one organized topic, right? So for example, again, traction alopecia, let's go. Traction alopecia, on Monday, you're going to do the causes and the contributors, right? On Tuesday, you do the signs and the progression. Wednesday, you got the assessment and the referral. Thursday, you got the support and the coordination. And then Friday, you got prevention and maintenance, right? Then you choose one category. So let's go Monday. Monday is the causes and the contributors. So here's your 5 teaching points for causes and contributors. You have repeated tension, right? You have the length of time a style is worn. You have the location of the tension. You have the accessories and the adhesives. And then you have like styling practices that increase stress or breakage. So I started basically, hold up. I started with one topic and now I have 5 days of teaching, right? And I have 125 individual lessons. That's crazy, right? So let's talk about the content families real quick. So each teaching point can become a family. Okay, so you have your live teaching, that's a family, right? You have your short form video, you have your carousel or your written post, you got your email, and then you got your blog, podcast, or your YouTube video. So good. So here we go. Let's do an example with repeated tension, right? So your live is going to be, oh, this is so good. Your live is going to be why repeated tension matters, right? You're going to talk about, hey, my name is Maisha. I'm here to tell you why live tension matters as it relates to traction alopecia. Then you got a reel. Your reel is going to be one sign that your style may be too tight, right? That's your reel, right? Few seconds. Then you get a carousel and you'll say 5 warnings your hairstyle is creating stress. And then you'll do 5 little slides and blah, 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 blah. Then you got an email, and the email is going to be why your scalp may be telling you, what your scalp may be telling you after a tight style. And then finally, your YouTube video will be the relationship between styling history and traction related hair loss, right? That's really good, right? Child just made you some money. All right. And so basically, you have this daily offer, right? So we're not going to keep teaching people and then leaving them to go nowhere, right? When you got your LBO, you can do your daily offer, right? So every day it needs to be one appropriate next step. It's your CTA, right? So it doesn't have to be something they have to buy, right? Maybe you have like a free 15-minute consultation. So your daily offer could be like, hey, book your free consultation, or download this guide, or register for a class if it's something paid, or purchase this template, or join my membership, or apply for this membership, or seek an appropriate professional evaluation, whatever it may be. That's what you have. The offer should continue the lesson. Does that make sense? The offer that you make should continue the lesson, and so it shouldn't interrupt it. So like for traction alopecia, I would say, hey, if you're concerned about the changes around your hairline, the next step may be scheduling a professional consultation or a proper documentation, education, and an appropriate care or referral path. I wrote all that out, child. But basically, what I'm saying is, hey, you may need a consultation. Okay. All right. The next thing is I want to show you how this content then becomes your intellectual property, right? That same organized teaching, that LBO. Oh my gosh, I love this. It can become an ebook. It can become your mini course. It can become a workshop. It can be a conference presentation. Okay, some of you want to speak. It could be a lead magnet. It could be a client handout when you're at the conference. It could be a consultation script. It can be a treatment plan framework if you do it right. It could be membership curriculum. It can be a AI prompt collection, right? It could be team training, and it also can be like a FAQs, right? So your content is not disposable, right? I have a big giant book of LBOs that I have over the years filled out. I have nothing but content, right? And so your content, again, is not disposable. What you teach today can become something your business uses and sells tomorrow. So you may even teach, right? Like I'm teaching you LBOs, but this is something that I definitely will sell tomorrow, right? And so, and then there's some people that's like, okay, remember, I'm doing simple trichology, simply trichology. I'm just saying, listen, this is what you need to go back to. But what if you used it with AI? AI can help you organize the topic, suggest the teaching points. It can help create the hooks if you need it in speaker notes. It can reformat an approved lesson that you like that you have approved, and then it can help and turn the lesson into like an email or a reel. So that's really good. But remember this: AI is not the trichologist. AI does not determine the professional scope, so that's still you. It doesn't make the final clinical decision. AI output, it has to be reviewed, right? It should never invent the research, right? You should always have, it should never invent research. It should never diagnose. We don't diagnose anyway. It should not prescribe or guarantee results, right? So the AI is going to accelerate the thinking. It doesn't replace the thinker. So you still say, like, I have another book where I just kind of like brain dump and I just wrote down like all the different things, right? Okay. And so what happened was I created a free Trichology 911 LBO quick start prompt. I'm going to drop it in the chat. And you can enter one topic, enter the topic, your audience, and your offer, and it'll help you to organize the LBO. Okay. So if you want, you know what, it's a little bit too big to put in the chat. If you want it, I do have it. You can just go ahead and comment LBO in the chat and I will get it right over to you. Okay. So that should be it. Also, I have a self-paced content, like LBO content engine. So if you want that, that will be available. That is $97. Super, super cool. And it will literally set you up for the rest of the year. Okay, so again, one topic can build a week, 1 week can build a month, 1 month can build a year. 1 year of organized teaching can build a business. And you do not need more content. You need to stop leaving the value of what you already know trapped inside of your head. Get out of your head, okay? Remember to comment LBO and I will send you the free prompt. Oh, also, I wanted to show this really quickly. If you're on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, you can see this. Is this not so cute? I learned I saw somebody saying something and I just like quickly went to Claude and I was like, hey, people are making digital virtual worlds for their businesses. I want to create one. If you would have saw what Claude gave me at first, child, it was a mess. And I'm like, no, this is not right. And if you like me, you're going to fuss with the thing and it's still going to do whatever it wants to until you prompt it correctly. And so I was saying, I needed to be 3D and it wasn't 3D, it was flat. And then it's like, oh, I don't have image generation capabilities and blah, blah, blah. Then it was trying to send me to to Canva. But sometimes when you use Canva AI and you put the prompt in, the pictures are nice, but sometimes they're not exactly what you want. So I got me a prompt. I went over to Midjourney because this is what I like. And you can see here, I have the 3D follicle model. I have the mentorship plaque and I have the calendar on the computer. But this is the cute thing about it. When you click on, so these things are clickable. These 3 things are clickable. So if you click on the follicle, you click on the follicle here, and it takes you right here. And it says every protocol starts here. And it just talks about the follicle and everything. But really, this is a gateway to Trichology 911 University. And so if you ever want to take classes, get templates, do all those things, we have that right there. All right. Going back to the desk, if you go to mentorship, you click on it and it talks about mentorship, and I click on into the program and it takes me right to the landing page. So if you want one-on-one mentorship with me, you can click onto that. And then finally, the calendar. And the calendar is for you to book a strategy session, and you can do a VIP hour or you can do a VIP day. Super, super cute. I love it. If you are interested in it, I'm going to drop this in the chat. Copy that. It is trichology911-world.netlify.app. Let me get out of there and come back here. All right. I'm going to put that in the chat for you. And if you need the prompt for the LBO situation, please, please, please let me know. And I will get it over to you. But let me just drop this over so you can check out my virtual world. So cute. And if you need to do something like this, please, please, please reach out to me and I can hook you up. Or you can just listen to what I said and do that. All right. All right. I hope I helped you. Have a great day today and happy hair growing.